right, we are live on StreamYard. Hello. I know this is an unscheduled live event, and I had missed my other scheduled live event where we were going to go over Brian's boo boos in those pictures, but please forgive me. I didn't find that very important right now. I found something interesting. Now, so I was watching. Um, what's her name? Christy Chaos. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys something, and I'm not going to play her video, but this is something I could not wrap my finger like I couldn't prove, but I just have this feeling. Now, again, I'm not saying I know what's up and whatnot, but I need you guys to really pay attention because I may be able to just put away the whole thing with when it comes to the Carmen Fernandez hit and run. I know it's connected in some way, which I just kind of feel like whatever happened, maybe that they were fleeing from the scene or this is a revenge thing. So I'm not going to totally exclude the Carmen Fernandez hit and run. I'm not going to totally exclude that. I still do not feel that it's a coincidence. I have a feeling it's kind of connected. Now, this is what let me add to the screen. So first, I'm going to show you where I got this. I think, I don't know which one it is. I think it's this one. Okay. Now, I was watching this, okay, and this comes up 2 different times. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to up off of this. This is Christy's Chaos, and I believe this is her live event. She goes over the book and the pages. All right. And thank you very much for doing that. Let me up out of this. Okay. And I want to, I think it's still screen share. Hold on. Window. And I don't have it up. Or I do? Maybe I don't. I thought I did. Hold on. Okay, got it there. Let's do it that way. I don't want to do that. Okay, so it's not. I used to be able to. All right. Aha, there we go. Okay, share. All right. Now I'm going to put myself down here, and now you guys can see this better. So 2 times, this is before Ethan and Xana completely disappear. So give me a minute. Let me get rid of one of my other fans that is rolling. Let's do this. I gotta get comfortable. So give me a minute. I'm getting comfies. Moving stuff around here. Moving the laptop. All right. I do hope that you guys will communicate. I don't know if you can. So just make sure that you do. Now, I'm going to explain something. Do you guys remember that Steve kept talking about Kaylee likes to do cranks? um, pranks. I call it cranks or pranks. Okay, you guys remember this? Oh, thank you, Ghost Girl. Thank you for being here. Not everybody's here, but you guys remember how he always talks about Kaylee doing something, because she thinks it's fun and she's used to doing this. Now, I did this particular video. Well, I didn't quite, I put it together finding examples of this type of crank. Now, I couldn't prove that this could be what happened because there was no information that I can use besides blaming the frats for the cover up, okay, or blaming the sorority for this cover up. Now, you got to really think about this. It's food for thought. You can take it in, you can throw it away in the trash, but I believe I'm going to make a lot of sense. Remember, I kept saying to you, what would make a whole community protect itself in this way and cover up this incident? Something bad happened, yes, but where did it happen? That I'm not quite sure, but I kind of think it happened at the Whites. I think that was the last spot that they ended up going. And here's the thing, this Erika person, whether that is a real name or not, kept texting Ethan that he's being cheated on. Now, here's the other thing, too. It may not be a Kaylee situation, Kaylee setting nothing up, and it very well could be Ethan's last hazing. I don't know how hazing goes. I have no clue. Do they do cranks on people? Like, how do they haze? So this might answer our questions here. This happened how many times so far? So when you go to Chaos, Christy Chaos, please forgive me. I was getting ready to say your name backwards. You go there and you just kind of go over this, and you notice that all the content creators are trying to figure out who in the world is Erika. Why is Ethan getting text messages that he's being cheated on? I've been I've been wondering also why in every interview the officers ask about their relationship and were they seeing other people, were other people interested in them and trying to break them up. Okay? I think this is I think we could put away human trafficking, the drug trafficking, and I think this is what happened. So now I'm going to show you again that I've already put this up. Now, viewer discretion, please, is advised. If you're underage, please, where's your parents? Do not watch. I know that you guys ignore this because you think it's irrelevant. You think it's not part of this case. You believe that it's much bigger. And it may not be. It may be just this simple. Now, I'm not saying that it is. Please, I have a feeling that more and more information that we run into or that comes out, it is going to kind of guide us in this title here. So I'm going to make this video so when it happens, I can say, look, do you remember me telling you? And who's the first person who told you? As usual, that's what I do. I'm open mind perspectives. Just have an open mind. Understand the different perspectives. Okay, here we go. All right. So before I go on, this was my first idea. Believe it or not, actually, this is my second idea. My bad, because I felt that the fall of FTX was a very big deal, and it still very well could be. There's a lot that Steve G is involved in that still kind of ties into a lot that I've tried to cover, but unfortunately I was not able to prove anything besides the weird photos that they think is fucking cute. Okay, they're not normal, and the photos with Maddie and Kaylee are just not normal. Then the falling out from the house, why she ended up leaving the house, we don't have that information yet. She's only been in the 1122 King since August and ended up leaving apparently early. But did she leave early for the holidays, or did she really pack her things up and left, according to the family? And somebody else is in her room. This is information that they never followed up with. So Kaylee's only there, what, 3 months? I mean, that's the only reason why I was like, it had to be something about the sugar babies and them wanting to know where their money is, blah, blah, blah. But let's put this aside. There may be some beef there, but this very well could have been a setup or a prank. And I know I put here crank, so please forgive me. Okay, here we go.
Warning: the following video is extremely disturbing. You've been warned.
Hey, fuck that!
Who is that? Hey, you think I'm playing? Who the heck?
It's just fake! It's fake! It's fake! Why'd you push me? Daddy, it's fake! What are you doing?
Daddy, it's me! Hey, it's me! Bitch, what the fuck is going on? It's me, man!
What?
Oh! 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 It's a wig! It's a wig! It's a wig! It's me!
That's not funny.
Come on! I got our Starbies! What the fuck is that? Who is that?
Okay, hold on. All right, so I'm going to pause here because I really want to talk to you about this. All right. Man, I just had such a really perfect thought when I was watching all this. And I forgot my thought. OMG. It was really important. Yeah, so basically, you can get very violent and take things at, you can make a big, huge mistake and accidentally hurt somebody. Okay, so now, do you guys remember the guy that does the audio? He is Crime Forensics. And you remember his very first audio where you're hearing, I guess, what sounds like one of the, Maddie or Kaylee, I think Kaylee. And you hear her saying, "Oh my God, she stabbed me." Or, "I got stabbed." And I was wondering about that sound, or why we're hearing a female saying that she got stabbed, "Help me." And something like this could happen. Now, please hear me out. If they're doing a crank, again, I did it again, a prank. I have a speech impediment, so I'll even do it in my writing skills. All right, and they have a knife or a weapon on them, and they're not thinking straight. If you're drunk, you're on something, you're not thinking straight, you're going to pull out a weapon. So that person can accidentally hurt somebody. All right. This is why I'm bringing this back to your attention, in which that you guys have ignored. It is now falling into place in this manner. However, this Erika girl so-called Erika could have just be trying to get Ethan somewhere. And it may not be a prank. It could be a hazing. And again, I don't know how hazing goes. I'm not sure if they do pranks like this during hazing, because apparently he was getting back into the house. He brought up his grades. He doesn't need to stay at Santa's house. And I do not believe that the owner of the house was even going to allow it. So either A, they were going to have to get an apartment together, or B, he was getting into the house and just continue doing what they were doing, just, sleeping over each other's places. Because he was also being moved, I think, out of his apartment, because he has his own apartment. So now I may not be making a lot of sense, but eventually I think I will. I want to know what your opinion is on this. So Ghost Girl has everyone's reaction is violent. They all are. I mean, if you're doing a prank of cheating and you're putting together thank you, a type of setting to make it look like a cheating, it's going to be violent because that partner doesn't know. That partner's like, oh, motherfucker, he doesn't even know who to hit. And he might actually hit the girl instead of the guy. Or she may hit the guy instead of the girl. Now, I'm trying to understand how we have clumps of hair in his hand, and that's what is being told to us. I'm seeing hair even on the floor. It's not even just it does. I mean, it looks like dark hair. It doesn't even look like blonde hair that's on the edge of the bed, on the floor. But what's connected, I guess, what's sticking to the bed frame is blonde hair. I say hazing can be. Hold on. Please forgive me. Give me a second. I have to use a mouse because I don't know how to get my finger pad on my laptop to work. So I have to use the mouse. Alright, so I hope I'm still doing live. Okay. So hazing can be anything. It's usually violent and humiliating. Yeah. Forcing them to drink. Now, I did post this information that I found on TikTok about this 4chan situation, about this particular bottle that when they do their hazing, that maybe they had to make him drink it. There's also a possibility that he could have gotten a heart attack from this. Now, please hear me out. Just hear me out. If you're gonna mix alcohol and Adderall, okay, you have a way of drinking and not passing out. So far, we know that. You're gonna hear weird people outside. It's Vegas. All right, and then they give you a bottle of mixture of stuff in that bottle. We don't know what's in that bottle that they forced him or Maddie to drink, because they had to have forced them to get their blood alcohol level up. Or they may have mixed it with extra Adderall. I mean, you can overdose. So, I guess my main point is, what if it was just this simple? What if it was just something, a crank that went wrong? Now, when it comes to Ethan and Xana, we're hearing that, and if you watch Chrissy's Chaos, she kind of goes over it, that Xana is texting or calling Ethan. How is she doing that when she's supposed to be hanging out with Ethan at the Sigma Chi? So, hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. I always make typos. Oh, no, that's fine. I'm the worst. Please do not be upset about typos. But I remember hearing stories about them being forced to drink to the point of death. They do that to all of them. They did that even to Hayden and, um, all the ones that are found, unalived. Um, and that's so they can humiliate them. Okay, this was important. So you guys remember that there was a film crew there? Okay, so now if they're going to do this, they might want to put it on TikTok or on social media. Now, hear me out. You guys were thinking, okay, they were filming this horrible mess and it's a snuff film kind of deal. What if they were filming the crank, the prank? And that's what the film crew was there for, and not a movie, not something that was for school, like I was, led to believe that it could be. So I think the plan was to separate Ethan and Xana. I do too. Forgive me, I gotta get my water bottle because I get dry throat here in Vegas. Ow, 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 ow. Uh-oh. Okay. Sorry about that. Every time I move around, so with this laptop, things keep falling apart. I have to use a mouse because I don't know how to reset. For some reason, it won't let me use my mouse pad. It's a brand new laptop. I only had it for like 2 years. And then the connection for the mouse, because I don't have the wireless, it keeps falling out. Okay, and you put, I think, yeah, okay, I already read that. So, they very well could have wanted to break them up, but I don't think that was the case. I think that they may have all been in on pranking Ethan. And something happened. I'm not going to be able to prove that right now. All I have right now that is now leading to this is Steve constantly talking about Kaylee likened to prank people. Always pranking. He constantly talks about it in all his interviews. Okay. I thought about this because he kept saying that, but I had no definitive connection for something like this at the time that I posted this and put this together. Okay. Then I thought about the film crew. Well, there's a film crew there. Well, who's going to film this? Okay. And maybe they wanted it not to, look like this. They probably wanted a wide angle. Maybe they wanted to do a little bit more with that video as a memory when Ethan is accepted back in the house. I believe that they do go over those videos when they're accepted and they have their party. I believe they have an acceptance party. And they start laughing about, what they did to them. And I think, as long as they survived and it isn't really bad where to the point where it's going to get them in trouble, I think that they replay these things. So that answers my question for the film crew. If I'm right about Erika constantly trying to reach out to Ethan and say he's being cheated on, where Bethany and Dylan and a few others are trying to say that Ethan and Xana were together the whole time at Sigma Chi, they weren't. They weren't together. It's impossible for them to have been together if Xana is calling Ethan and he's not answering his phone, trying to reach out to Ethan. We need more of Xana's and Ethan's phone logs. And for some reason, we're not receiving that, which tells me that the phones that are thrown on the bed and the floor may be old phones. They're not their new phones. I think they had new phones. And their new phones would have given their placement, where they were. It would have given us everything that we're able to get for Dylan and Bethany, all their movements. And I don't even think they have all of Bethany's movements either, because I don't think they got Bethany's brand new phone. You ever thought about that, guys? When we upgrade our phones, we all get a brand new phone? Because they know that the old phone's going to be traced. The steps on it is going to be traced. Everything's going to be traced. But for Ethan and Xana getting a new phone, it just might be they changed carriers. Like I recently did. I went from Verizon to AT&T only because it was cheaper, but I get better internet with Verizon. I feel that night they may have their new phones, and that's why we can't trace them. Those new phones are missing. I just have this feeling this information's going to come out eventually. So here's hoping that it does, because we're going to get closer to actually finding out what actually happened. So now we can definitely, hold on, let me get rid of this. Hold on. Why is this not connected? Okay. Shoot. It's not working. Okay, here we go. All right. We can definitely count on, damn it, this damn whatchamacallit just like took the thoughts out of my fucking head. Shit. You ever have that happen? All right, so unfortunately we feel what you're saying. All right, hold on. Unfortunately, I'm feeling what you're saying. All right. Thank you so much, Quantum Revolutionary. I can't say it, but I know the word. Revolutionary. Okay. I have a speech impediment issue, and the older I get, the worse that it's getting for me. All right. So I apologize. Thank you for bearing with me. I don't know why that my speech has gotten worse or how to fix that, but it's happening. My memory even goes 2 now, so where I will lose my place if I get distracted. So I'm dealing with stuff, and I don't know if it's brought on because of the situation I was in and was working my way out of. I don't know if it's, the PTSD or anything like that. And it very well could be, but I've been through so much. I've been bullied so badly that, and not in just in real life, but right here on YouTube. Not on any other platform, just on YouTube. That it really affected me. I even got to a point where I even stopped doing my live events. And I apologize that I did that, but let's see. Okay, so I just changed it from salvation. I've been with you from the jump. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So you changed your name. I like this name though. And you've been with me from the beginning, so you know. This is good. So this is very helpful. Thank you both for being here. So we have Ghost Girl and Quantum. Thank you. If you notice, I'm a little different. I'm a little slower, and I apologize again for that. But I really think that something happened to start this so-called fight that you guys are hearing about, and the only way that can happen is if there is a prank on somebody that's not expecting this prank. And I don't know if Xana was a part of this prank. And I don't know how far a man would go with anger. Now, we know Xana to have brown hair, but do you realize that sometimes girls change their hair color? Sometimes girls put streaks in their hair, blonde highlights in their hair. Well, there's a reason why they didn't do a DNA on the hair. And they brushed it aside because I think that that is Santa's hair. I know you guys ain't gonna like that, but it may not be the killer per se, but this person has to protect themselves, has to fight for their life. And I doubt that they don't have some type of knife around them. Remember, they're eating. They have food in their rooms. They have their own utensils. Sometimes we don't bring our dishes out to the kitchen. We have it in our room, or we have it under the bed or something. And remember, I went over the crime scene where it just kind of looks like somebody was attacked but fell off that bed and was moving around for their life. We don't know how far a person is going to go when you piss them off and they're under the influence of alcohol or DR. Okay? So let's go back to this real quick and finish it out.
Man, you pay too damn much. Man, you pay too damn much. Who is that? Man, you pay too damn much.
Okay? And right there, he hit her. He not only grabbed whatever he thought was on his girl, he hit her to the point she's coughing. This is really important for you guys to grasp how dangerous some pranks can become. And for everybody to have worked together that we seen in the footage, they worked together to cover this up because they were all a part of this prank. And this is just my idea. This is just my opinion. There's no facts whatsoever besides what we're starting to see. And that is, who is Erika? Why is Erika texting Ethan that he's being cheated on? Why that night was so important to get Ethan somewhere? How come Xana and Ethan were not together, like Bethany said? How can Xana be cheating on Ethan if they're hanging out together? And we're finding out that they weren't together. So Bethany lied, guys, saying that she's seen them together at that party. That's a lie. I don't know if Dylan said that, but apparently she said she was at that party too. But I don't know if Dylan said that she's seen them both together. So we don't know their whereabouts because I think they had a new phone. I think the phones that they left by their bed are their old phones. I even have a feeling that even Maddie and Kaylee had new phones, and what's next to them is their old phones. I can't prove any of that. The only way that we can prove that is the fact that there's no information for their steps at a certain point or a certain date or and time. So I want to make sure that we make that clear. And I'm talking slowly because listen, the number one, the sorority or the school helped with this cover up and messing up the investigation. Olivia and her dad helped mess up this investigation. Why would they do that? They constantly protect the individuals that we question on why they acted or did what they did. How can they not hear anything? When Bethany says she can hear the table move and the cups fall on the floor. But you hear no fighting, you hear no screaming, nothing. Where did this prank go down? We know that there was blood smeared on the walls and blood in certain areas, plus inside the apartment at the White's apartments. We even heard, even whether it is a rumor or not, that the landlord had to go in and fix a few things and notice blood even in the shower. Was it the White's apartments? Why is in every single interview they keep talking about the Whites? I think that I'm right on what happened to Xana and Ethan was at the White's apartments, and I believe Kaylee was there because she's a part of creating this prank. Were the rest of them there? I don't know. I don't know if Bethany got to see it, if Bethany was there for the prank. I have a feeling she was. I don't even think she was anywhere in that house with Maddie to walk that dog and get her potato chips and go to her room. I don't think any of that went down. I really don't. Because the potato chips were on the couch. Out of all the photographs, it's a bag on the couch. It doesn't even look open. Okay? Empty popcorn bag in the on top of the microwave. I believe they were all at the Whites at this time. So now, if I can, when I can, I will redo this again. We're going to talk about this again. I'm going to find that guy who does the audio. He says he uses the Sherlock program that he created, so he named it Sherlock, which is a crime forensics audio, I believe. And I believe it's the first two or the first three. I know it's the first few handfuls of videos that he did, and you're hearing the female, and he even points out the female says, "I've been stabbed," or "He stabbed me," or "She stabbed me." that's consistent, guys, to a prank. That's consistent to a reaction that you're seeing here. Okay?
Who is that? Man, you play too damn much.
Are you serious right now? I'm in my kitchen.
Oh, it's me, man.
Okay? I made this when? Let me see if I can get my date on this. I mean, I didn't make the videos, but like I put this together for you guys a year ago. Look, a year ago. And I was already on top of this with no information a year ago. I had a feeling that this might be what it is. Let's refresh you guys. Let's refresh it.
Hey, fuck that.
Okay? What if he hit her? Hold on.
Hey, fuck that.
Now I'm not saying that they used a dummy or fake objects. I have a feeling that they made it look as real as possible. I also have a feeling that maybe they made it look like Xana was sleeping with Kaylee. And they both worked together to make it look like they were doing gay stuff. And I think that's because Kaylee's used to something like that in her past and stuff. Okay, she may be into that. But I have a feeling that they were trying to make it look like they're a thing. Maybe I'm wrong. But if he can reach out and hit, this girl here is really lucky this man didn't hit her in the face as close as this dummy is to her face. And they find it funny. They find this shit funny. But not everybody would find this shit funny.
Who is that? Hey, you think I'm playing? Who the heck?
It's just fake. It's fake. It's fake. Why'd you push me? Idiot.
Alright? It could have been worse. He could have punched her in the face. He could have did a whole lot worse. Thank you, Quantum. That's the way you feel about it too. See? I think that this is what the cover-up is about. I believe this is what the cleanup was about. And yes, after seeing this Erika leaving the text messaging has verified to me, in my opinion, of course, has verified that this is about a prank. There you go. How many times did this girl reach out to Ethan? Notifications that he ignored. You're being cheated on. And there's more. There's where Xana is calling Ethan or trying to reach out to Ethan and he ignores the call. Where is Ethan at this time? Where he's not seeing any of this. And he's got to be with his guys. He's got to be doing whatever his guys want him to do to get him back into the fraternity, which may have nothing to do with this prank. Because he's not with Xana, guys. So I know I'm not showing that screenshot, but like I said, you go to Christie's Chaos. She does move a little fast, okay, on this paperwork, but you'll catch it. Okay, hold on, because I got some doubters. Okay, there are, wait, there's are not real pranks. They're all in on it too. Well, for these, yes, because they're being filmed. All right, to film for TT videos. Yeah, but these men really had real actions. They were really reacting. They were angry. And what you said, okay, for the filming, that brings in the film crew. Why they set up cameras? They were trying to film it just like you said for the TT videos, which means one person's not going to be in on it. Otherwise, it's not going to look real. But I appreciate that. Thank you for your comments, Pearl. I'm calling you Pearl, even though it's, um, I don't know how to say it. Is it Pete or Peart? It needs to be a name I can freaking pronounce, please. So I'll call you Pearl or Rush. Which one you like? All right, so this one is quantum. All right, then a lot of other things would add up. The discussion to milk it makes sense. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. I got it right. Which one do I have it right? Thank you. I got Pearl right or Peart. I don't know what I did right, but thank you. I did something right. Okay, but I don't know what it is. Thank you. All right, but your first clue that Chris gave us, thank you. I think that maybe throughout this book, it's going to make this one stronger. So what I'm going to end up doing now is possibly putting away. Well, it's all going to be on my what do they call it list? Um, Not the podcast, but the playlist, because I think it's this. I think I apologize. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent without switching. Okay, but you guys heard it in the background, right? One more time. To those who are popping in and out, don't forget to hit the like button because you know I've been here for you. I'm not here to make any money. I do not get paid here on YouTube. Okay? I am not monetized. I may never be monetized. I have lost my channel 3 times getting you information, and I have been bullied. I'm still being bullied by other content creators. And those who have been with me since the beginning, and probably the longest, you guys have witnessed everything. So let me see. You got so thank you. I'm just gonna call you Rush. So instead of Pearl, right? No one can pronounce it right. Okay, it's my favorite drummer. Oh, Pearl Jam. Is it Pearl Jam? I'm just not gonna get it right. Okay, from the band Rush. Oh, it's a drummer from the band Rush. Wait, hold up. I listened to the music. Drummer from the band called Rush. Yeah, but this one says Anka. Oh my god, like what the hell? Like I lost the internet. Anka Niels. It's a different name. Is he a new drummer? Oh, he's a new drummer. Okay. So what happened to the old drummer? Oh my. Okay, so Neil Owen Port. Oh. Okay. And he passed away January 7th, 2020. A Canadian musician. Oh wow. Oh, okay, I see him. I didn't know. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. And I can't pronounce his name right either. All right, hold on. Yes, this is sad. Probably not YouTube current. So forgive me. Sorry, didn't mean to throw you off track. I am just so surprised you pronounced it right when he died hard fans can't pronounce it right. LOL. Oh my god, I'm just glad I did. But am I going to remember that I did that? You have to forgive me. Something's wrong with me mentally. So I'm glad I did something right. Thank you. Okay. And so the blood in the shower was in the police department. The maintenance man saw it. I'm behind it a bit. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was in the apartment complex. Because there's also the blood that's outside. Like, I'm telling you, something happened at the Whites. But I didn't hear anything being at the police department shower at all. But I kind of would doubt that because they would get caught. I would doubt that. They would get caught by other officers that are not involved. And I just kind of have this weird feeling that the Banfield stop and everything may have been in like staged. It was being filmed because I'm not sure. So in the community post, I put a picture which looks like somebody trying to cover their face up and everything with tape and whatnot, and has a film, like a camera in their hand in the background. And I showed that to you guys. There's a real freaky person, but I don't know if it was added, like somebody added there with Photoshop or something like that, and if it's real or not. So, but I want to know what you guys' opinion is when it comes to this prank thing. Um, And you guys do remember Steve talking about Kaylee's prank, right? So for now, this is about you guys. Let's see what you guys have. Hey Tamara, you just jumped in. Okay, happy to catch you live. It's been a while. Hope you remember me. Yes, I always will. Um, I do love your style and your special. I missed a lot. Yeah, you're gonna have to do the replay. It's 55 minutes right now. And thank you, Quantum, for remembering and remembering Tamara. Perfect. And Peter's here. Thank you, Peter. I hope that you got to see a lot of what I put out so far. So what I need now is that guy. Um, God, what's his name? Let me see. It was what's that audio dude's name? Crime forensics. Crime forensics. Let me see if I can find him here. And put audio. Audio. Oh my. There we go. I found him. All right. Ooh. Okay. Ex-boyfriend. You guys give me a minute. I'm looking for the one where he puts in the title that she was stabbed or somebody stabbed me. Shelter caught. Female describes her attacker. That might be it. Female describes her attacker. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh my god, yeah. Okay, here we go. Alright. Ooh. We might get it tonight. And I don't have to come back and do this. Oh my Jesus. Alright, share. Okay. Now, I think this is it. So this is True Crime Forensics. Please forgive me. Don't forget to go to his channel. I will have to put a link in. I wonder if I can just do this. Hold on. And let me see. Alright. So you guys have a link that you can go there. I truly think this might be it. So
move it down. So what do we have so far? Let me run it back. It was muted. This right here is her crying still. Color pink. So now, within the first couple seconds, even though it sounds confusing when you listen to it at first, what do we really have here? We have a female crying, screaming, and then she's crying. Okay? This is mostly dead noise over here, so I just clipped it to make it easier to see for the areas of importance. All right. I mean, I think we could all agree that the male is saying, what the fuck here? I mean, I'm going to loop it a little bit. I think we could all agree that he's saying what the fuck. I mean, so I'll color him blue. Okay. So what do we really have so far? Realistically, we have a female screaming. See, and a female keeps on. This is inaudible. Okay. Maybe I should color the inaudible, maybe chocolate or something. So that's kind of inaudible, but it's a male. I'll put the male. That sounds like the female crying throughout this whole thing. It's inaudible, but I think I could still hear her. That's a male. Color blue. Could hear her crying. I say that's a female. All right. That's a male. Kind of inaudible, but we'll come back to it. Just to keep it simple. It's a male. All right. Now, the infamous "now I thought we were brothers." I think we could all agree that he says here, "I thought we were brothers," right? I'm gonna loop it.
Okay, so we're not at the part where we hear the girl say she was stabbed, but he says, "I thought we were brothers." What does that tell you? I don't know if you guys can hear this. It kind of tells me that this is the prank, excuse me. That he thinks that his brother or his friend is sleeping with his girlfriend, Xana. So instead of using a fake dummy, they're doing this with real people. I thought we were brothers. The girl is screaming because she got stabbed. Or she got punched really, she got something to the face. Okay, maybe she didn't get stabbed yet. Maybe she got hit in the face with a little something. Okay. I wish he didn't tell us what to hear. Same here, but he has a better video where it's really clear. So you're gonna have to go through his videos. But I kind of feel like because I was hearing that too. Just so you know that, Peter, I was hearing that too before he even really was slowing this down and putting it together. I just didn't know how to break up sound like this. So, well, I'm grateful for somebody who can. But I think it's in here somewhere.
Okay. All right. What do we have? We have a female screaming, crying, male inaudible, more crying. A guy saying, "What the fuck?" More crying. I thought we were brothers. All right, let's move on. That's two guys right there, obviously. I think he said "what the fuck" too, again. Probably shocked at what he did to the female. So we'll color that blue. All right, so now we're gonna hear the female start crying a lot before she starts. All this This right here. Let me zoom this in. This is female crying. Pink. Pink. See, the male keeps on, like I said in the previous video, this is the female crying right here. I'm gonna loop this. Okay, it sounds like laughing, but it's crying. Where's he go? And that's her crying. That's her crying. That's the male. That's her crying. Does he stab me? Oh my God, he stabbed me. Let's hear it with just the female. See what it sounds like.
Okay. I didn't get to the knife part, but this is consistent to, regardless if he's breaking this down, guys, regardless if he's telling us what to hear. The issue is you can tell they stumbled upon something that was supposed to be innocent, but it turned into something violent. Who got hurt? Who was unalived first? What caused the rest of the unaliving? And then why? Because they were some angry motherfuckers. They were angry. Whoever was so angry. And they took their anger out on Kaylee, on her face. And when I'm wondering if the first blow was to Kaylee's face. So whatever happened in that common room, and that table was not there. That table was not up, it was put down. I think that they put that table back up in order to confuse the scene. Let me see. All right, so Peter says they didn't test the bodies for fentanyl. That's correct. We don't know what was in that bottle that they possibly forced Ethan to drink for hazing. I think hazing and a prank was going on at the same time. I thought it was Coke. They did. It's a special bottle they put together. All right. Remind me. What wouldn't explain the injuries? What wouldn't explain the injuries? Okay. So, were you here to see the prank videos, Peter? Let me know if you were able to see those or not. Those were just examples of what could happen. Quantum has you double dip, you got caught. It's what I hear after stabbing, asking why. I hear that too. But double dip on what? Because he's not into anything besides Adderall, beer, and weed. So you might not be hearing it right. You might be hearing what because bear with me on this. Pavarotti is so popular, putting out this information of the Aryan Nation, all the bust that has happened so far, bringing down a lot of these cartel members. And yes, this was happening while we're watching Brian be put away and not even get a fair trial. Okay? So that's what's making you hear the word double dipping. And double dipping could be anything. It could be, um, you know, uh, trying to take someone's girl. I mean, it doesn't always mean, hey, you got caught stealing something, or it could be anything. All right. Hold on. Sorry, I wasn't just thinking out loud about my own Oh. I don't want to say that word because you're not dumb and your theories are not dumb. All right. Yeah, I think I caught that near the end. Okay. Yeah. So I don't want to make you feel like your theories are stupid, but we are being fed something that may not be true. I keep trying to tell Pavarotti, yet I know that you all want us to read documents, do fact-based coverage only. If it's in the documentation, then it's facts. But you're learning that it's not. You're all learning that, yeah, there is a cartel issue. I'm sure that there is. I'm sure that there's human trafficking happening. I mean, it's in our face. It's there, but that doesn't mean that that was the cause of their unaliving, because there is no evidence right now at all of them being involved with any type of cartels, running into them, or even having that type of issue. They were very happy, go lucky, having, just enjoying life, and all of a sudden this happens. So everybody's leaving. Either they're graduating, this is it, it's over, and some are staying behind and they're getting ready to start their next semester. You have two things going on, and that's a goodbye party and a hazing, which is a welcoming party. You're having two things go on at the same time. Kaylee's saying goodbye. She's graduating. She's leaving, right? Uh, I think Hunter was graduating too. I'm not sure unless he graduated this year, but this is a goodbye thing. The last hurrah, the last prank. Okay, they're all were involved in the prank. Then you have the hazing, which is now welcoming or trying to welcome Ethan back into the house because they want Ethan back in the house. Ethan has all the hookups, everything that they need that makes them more popular, bring in revenue, bring in more pledges, bringing money to the school because of his popularity. They want him. They don't want another house to have him. So they're happy that he brought up his grades. He couldn't bring up those grades without the Adderall. Okay? I have a feeling that he needed that in order to bring up his grades. That he couldn't focus. He may have needed something. And I also truly believe 100% that Xana was on that too. So you have two things going on, and you guys always felt that way, that there was two separate reasons for this unaliving. And you guys always felt that way. I've heard you guys. I've never ignored you. I always kept that like in my pocket, saying, "What if it is? What if it is two different reasons?" And I'm with you guys on it. I've been with you guys on this from day one, but I was trying to figure it out. I was like, what could it be? And I think, in my opinion, I think that we're there now. More information is going to come out. It may debunk this video, and it may even, it may validate this video, this live event, instead of debunking it. But I need you guys to really put aside the stuff that we have been going over and listening to by these popular content creators. Put it aside for a minute, because it is embedded in you. It is embedded in you to the point where you will not accept anything more than this is a drug house. And it's not a drug house. I truly feel that with all the interviews, they were trying to force these kids to call it a drug house. They called it a party house, the place to go. Well, there's other houses there. There's other places to go. You don't have to go to that particular house to party. There's a house on the back that has a bigger yard. It has a campfire and everything. That if you go back a little further, I think it's the fourth or third house towards the back. The memorial garden. Yeah, you brought that up. Excellent. They didn't make it about the Idaho 4. They made it for all of the students that passed away. That there was a clue. They passed away due to hazing and pranks. Hazing and pranks. Hazing gone wrong, pranks gone wrong. Yeah, it's all good and dandy till somebody's eyes pop out, right? Does this make a little bit more sense on why this community covered up the crime? How they ruined or prevented FBI from really finding out what truly happened? Why the parents, which is Steve Goncalves and the Christy, I feel bad for her. She's not really, all caught up in this. She's still an innocent bystander, the poor mom. But Olivia is not an innocent bystander. Neither is her brother. That's why all three of them sat there in their first interviews. Look at those first interviews, how she was looking into space. She didn't even know what, she was there when it happened. She's seen it. She witnessed it. She was in space. Look at her facial expressions. She's so fucked up now. She's mentally ill. Go look at her TikTok. She ain't normal. Everybody felt like this was a frat issue. We are being yelled at by content creators that it's not a frat issue. Read the documents. Look, it's right in front of you. The both mothers are part of the drug world, okay? And they got a deal because of this, and they already explain what these deals are because they're trying to help them. Thank you, Chloe, for being here. And I still got to make you a moderator, so please forgive me. I'm going to do that. But they're sitting there saying, oh, because their parents got a deal. They have a program to help them get off drugs and to try and get them into society. So if they take the program, that's when they get the deal. It had nothing to do with ratting on anybody. Because if it did, we would have heard a lot more from, I believe it's Kaylee's, or no, Xana's mother. The one that was more boisterous. The one that I believe had Ann Taylor, or at least her firm, helping with her case. It's all there, guys. I kept telling you guys that going to the cartel angle is way too easy because they set up those tables to look like they were involved in that trade or that they would have gotten involved with that situation. They were trying to make it look like this was a cartel hit. Listen, I was never, ever behind that theory. Not once in 3 years was I behind that theory. I laughed about it. Yeah, I went over and talked about it, made a couple of videos saying, hey, this is a bit ironic. It's a bit coincidental. But even the police department knew that it would bring revenue to the police department if they have a drug war. So I really need you guys to pay attention that they use this as an opportunity. This is why nothing that they did was right in this investigation. Nothing they did was right. Mishandling evidence, renumbering and naming the evidence and the blood, because that's what they did. So let me see. XK liked pranks too. Sorry, I never gone down this. Listen, I talked to them. I hung out with a lot of them. I went there to get the information, but without them knowing that that's what I'm there for. I had to act like I'm, not any older than I am, which wasn't very hard for me. Lucky me, right? I didn't get drug vibes. None. I didn't get any of that. I didn't get cartel vibes. What I got is fear, especially with Bethany, of ever involving herself with any of those peers. Okay? And the officers. Dylan. I of course I didn't get much out of that. And boy did I try. What I got was mostly silence. She's quiet a lot. She's always in another world. Jumpy. Quite jumpy. And very sensitive. And I explained that to you guys. Listen, at that time, they were not allowed to talk to anybody. They're about the situation. They're not allowed to give anything about it. When I thought I was getting something here, I thought I was clearing the girls' names at that time when they said that they weren't even sleeping at the house. That Bethany and her family and friends were at the hotel. And Dylan was hanging out with them. That's what I got. That was the information they gave me. And yeah, they did. They gave us those vibes that it was a cartel thing, a cartel cover up. But they did that on purpose. Because as long as our mind is on the cartel, we're not thinking about the students. We're not thinking about the sorority or the school being a part of this. We're not thinking about the hazing. So we can't blame the school or the frats. We're not thinking about Kaylee's thing that she likes to do all the time. That she's very famous for, and that's pranks. So we seen in the grub truck, when Molly, and I think it's Molly, she's the one that holding the bag, she's coming in passing notes. She passes the first note to the big guy. Then she passes whatever, or no, the big guy passes the note to her. She passes the note to Kaylee. What was being set up? Because something was being set up. And it was time to go play the game. It was time to prank Ethan. They finally get Ethan where they want Ethan. It's time to do it. Everybody's there. Then we're seeing the Banfield boys talking to Tisdale and Rosendale. And in the background, you're seeing the very people you seen at the grub truck passing the light. And I did a slow video for you guys matching up Molly, all the guys there that were in line for their sandwich, the way she was holding her bag, and they're passing by. They're leaving the scene of the crime, guys, because this is a prank. We're watching people laughing and hooting and hollering with their cell phones that had nothing to do with a fight club or a fight. It was the prank. There may have been another prank going on as well. And they were probably staying in touch saying, okay, well, we got it set up. It's going to be fun. It's going to be, the last hurrah. Everybody's all excited. They all got their sandwich. They're ready to enjoy something fun and funny. There is a film artist there. There's cameras set up to film this whole thing. But where was it set up? Was it set up around the house, or was it set up around the White's apartments where you can also see the alleyway and their house? What were they filming? I hope I make sense. Okay, so we have script, stage, non-organic, and misdirection. Yes, that's what's been happening to us for 3 years. Why is Brian in jail? Why Brian? Why pick on Brian? Why are they dumping everything on this strange individual? What made Brian be a target for a man who has no evidence, no DNA, nothing is really over there? It's a lie that the DNA was even on that sheaf. And man, I recorded it, okay? So Chris can't go back on his words. And if anybody tries to delete or try to cut it out of there, I recorded it. I got it right from the Chris's mouth. The DNA was not even Brian's. Oh, it was attached to 4 brothers in which they did not name. It has nothing to do with Brian or Brian's family. 4 brothers. What family member has 4 brothers? I said, we need to know that. Yes, we do. What's going on here? KG's mom called her a turd on hot mic at the first memorial. Yeah, they had some interesting words at the memorial because what they were trying to do is share to us what they think was funny and fucking cute. Like the fucking pictures that they share to us when they're younger, and their hands, they're groping each other. How is that fucking normal? I don't have their pictures here on my laptop, but hey, I post it, and I have it on my TikTok. Why in one of the pictures you have Maddie's hand going up? I think it's Xana's dress. Come on now, you got Kaylee sticking her hand in Maddie's bikini. You know, I got a strike on TikTok for posting that. I don't know nothing about their sexuality, but you know, there's some craziness happening in that family, and it ain't normal. All right, so she said, we got to get this right with Olivia and Auntie. You can't get it right when Olivia knows exactly what happened. They worked together to cover the shit up. Even the dad worked. Why would Steve help this? And I was and the only reason why I kept feeling like Kaylee's still alive is because he kept saying something about dropping charges. He was saying some weird shit that made it seem like Kaylee was alive. You can't tell me that's not true. Like, they were confusing us on purpose. I agree to make money off of blank tragedy. They're all making money. They're all riding the gravy train. All the social media platforms are, getting paid. They get donations from you guys. They're monetized because of this. Only because of this. They could talk about anything else, but they never got the subscribers that they have now until they're covering this case. You have new content creators jumping in for the gravy train. Now you have how many book writers for this story? Yes, there's only one unique thing about Chris's book is that he's got all the documentation in there. The same shit we already had, except for Erika. And the fact that Ethan was getting texts from Erika that he's being cheated on, trying to get Ethan to catch Xana cheating on him. That's the only thing I see that's new. Oh, second thing that's new. Finding out that the DNA on the sheaf doesn't even belong to fucking Brian here. Doesn't even belong to him. That the DNA connects to 4 brothers. Had no relation to him. Okay, and then you got trying to put the hex on. Yep, with the hex hat to get us thinking about the fall of FTX and the cryptocurrency scams. That was Steve doing that to us. And unfortunately, I was biting hard. I bit really hard on that. But that's also because I found out about the crypto queen and where they expect, where they were assuming she was kind of hiding. We don't know if she's dead or alive. There's still a reward to find her dead or alive. And to find out that Hannah is her kid. I mean, that blew my mind when I found that out. I already gave you guys proof of it. I did videos, everything. If it's not up there, then that's probably what YouTube took down on me. Did I think about backing that up? No, I never thought that I could lose my videos. I thought that because I had peace on YouTube where I was able to upload my videos and store them there. I lost Optum CSS because all I used it for was a backup channel in case this channel got taken down again. I had my backup channel because I had content creators posting after they see my shit gone. And even though Pavarotti likes true crime design, well, every single time I take something down, True Crime Design puts up the same shit. So she has a short showing the video of the machete, okay, and Xana with a big melon. How many of us, including Bubbly Waters, had already posted that? There's a lot that True Crime Design had taken after any one of us had lost our videos. Watch out for that. Not that they can't make their own videos. They do a good job. I don't know who they pay to hook up their videos, but in the beginning they were stealing away. And they still kind of do. Sorry. All right. So at what time? Midnight? For the prank, I think because the dad was talking about his daughter and him having pizza. I think that's a Friday night. I don't believe it was the Saturday night turning into the Sunday morning. We can't really rely on her dad because he's an alcoholic. And yes, you've seen the pizza box outside, but how long has their trash been outside? It's piling up. That doesn't look like it's fresh. And whatever happened that Saturday night, there is no proof of life of them being in that house. Or what time did they get home? So the prank would had to happen at 2 a.m. So investigation questions all about Xana and Ethan's relationship. That's right. So far, that's what we got. And we're listening to the Connor's putting up all the FOIA requests for these interviews. Thank you, Connor. And this is what we're here. We're not getting too much questions about Kaylee and Maddie. It's Xana and Ethan. Xana and Ethan. Where were they? Who seen them? Nobody's seen them. Nobody's seen them together besides Bethany saying that she's seen them together. When did they separate? How can this Erika text Ethan to say you're being cheated on? 2 times. How many times? It might even be more than 2 times, guys. We don't have all that information. It's not even on the list. It might be more than 2 times. They kept trying to get this prank, going. I'm sure they wanted to do this way sooner. They probably wanted to do this at 12 or 12:30. They had a very tough time getting Ethan where they needed Ethan. That's why I believe, in my opinion, that the Chapin mom said that 2 o'clock in the morning was the dark hour. 2 o'clock is the dark hour. Anyone jealous? Jealous of their relationship? I don't know. I don't think so. Because it wouldn't make sense to try and lure Ethan somewhere unless you want to roll back into a drug theory for real. And jealousy, I don't. It has to be something to trigger an explosion, and I can't I don't know. I can't work in the jealousy part, but rage trigger is, and if if you go to this guy's video, listen to his audio, give it a chance, guys, give it a chance. If you feel that you want to hear you don't want to hear his suggestions, you have to control yourself. You don't have to listen to his suggestions. You can hear your own thing, okay? But it's in here. It is. You can tell that something was happening as a group of people. It's a group of them, and there's a really angry reaction that's happening, and that's what starts this whole thing. So, I'm gonna shut up, and I want to hear more what you guys think and feel about it. So, no, I think the prank videos make the most sense. Thank you. Listen, I don't know if I'm right, Quantum. I had this feeling since day one. It's just I couldn't prove it. I could not do what these other content creators were able to do because they were going after the wrong information. I'm never going to find this in the documentation. I know that kind of rhymed. What I'm going to find in these documentations and these reports, and I'm going to find what Pavarotti found, but it has nothing to do with what happened to these guys. Those tables were so clean, okay? The lines they put on the table were so neat, and that's the one in their room and the one in the kitchen. I kept pointing that out to you. It's to make it look like he's into the white stuff, or he's crushing up Adderall and sniffing it, that this is a drug house. Not all his friends said it was a drug house. So the newer interviews were noticing they're like, no, he would never do that. He tried it once, and but the very first interviewer, the ones that they interviewed first, like Kim Canoe or whatever her fucking name is, the bitches, the sugar baby mamas, okay? Oh, this is a drug house. This is a drug house. How many of them said it was a drug house? And now Connor's getting all the new interviews, and none of them are saying it's a drug house. It's a party house. But not always a party house. They don't always go there to party. So what did they do to us? They made us think, okay, this is a revolving door. You got sugar babies and drugs going on. When it probably is just this simple. Sorry, I gotta slow down so I can breathe. It is probably just this simple. Work product. You're getting cheated on. How many times did this happen that night? Okay. Now, give me a second because we're going to go back to Chrissy's Chaos. In a minute, as soon as I possibly can. Hold on. Alright, so Christy's Chaos. Okay. And here. Okay, so I told you this book is not even released until the 27th, okay? Or the 28th. So, and I told you I don't understand how at all Devil's Advocate was able to read this book when it's not even out yet. How was he able to get in touch with Chris before anybody? And I'm telling you, they know each other. They're friends. That's why it wasn't hard to reach out to him. I just have that feeling. But hold on. So Xana calls Ethan. No answer. You guys read that, right? Hold on. I'm trying to do this with let me see, am I sharing this right? Yeah, I'm sharing it. Okay, I'm not sharing it. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Give me a minute. Okay, here we go. Forgive me. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. So I don't need that. What I need is this. I need you guys to see this. Xana calls Ethan. No answer. Xana's cell phone. Okay. Now, when I was watching this, a couple of times, guys, I seen Xana reaching out on her phone to Ethan's phone. How can that happen when they're supposed to be together? So really watch her channel, guys. Did I give you her? I did leave a link in here somewhere. Watch this. There's some stuff she doesn't recognize to point out because she doesn't see the link like I do, but it's in here. And I have this too. Let me see if I can open up my Word. Hold on. I have this. If I can open it up, I don't have to use her video. Hold on. Wait a minute. Open. And I want this one. Okay. Now for. Oh, that's graphics. Recent. I know I have it. For some reason, I can't open it. Okay, got it. Yes, I got it. And then this one we're going to close. Okay, perfect. Alright. Alright, this one I'm closing. Yes, I got it. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Stop the screen. And I want to point some stuff out to you real quick before I leave. Shit, how do I get it up? Alright, hold on. Window? Here it is. Ooh, here we go. Okay. I can't see you guys right now, so I'm going to hide this. And we're going to find something here. I don't want to get sued here. So, I hope I don't have the whole thing. I hope this is the one with the whole thing. That would be good. Okay. Now, they have military timing here, so it's not going to help me. I'm not the best at military time. So I want to get us to as late as I possibly can. I'm just not ready to go over this whole thing. So I'm going to get us as late as I possibly can. Okay. Here's the first time that we see Erika sending Ethan a message that he's getting cheated on. Xana texts Ethan saying she is taking a nap until 8. So that's earlier in the day. So that's the first time. She's taking a nap. He's getting information that she is cheating. They are not together. They're not in the same bed, and they're not taking a nap together. We got that so far? Let me see. We got that so far, guys? Yeah, I've been working on this for a long time. And I'm out there talking to people. Sorry, I'm not out there grabbing documentation. I'm not sitting behind my computer talking about this case. You know, I go out there to find out what to bring to you. So I do try. So let me get back to, I just needed to see that if this is working. Okay. I'm ignoring the other stuff right now because I'm not ready for the other stuff. This is where those 3 boys are from, the Alpha Pi. The Explorer goes here. That's where his friends are. Those 3 boys that like to hang out at the house, he goes here with them. Or his brother might be in this house. Don't forget, Ethan has a brother. And Ethan's brother could be driving the Ford Explorer. This should be about the formal. Ethan tells Xana he's going to her house to change. Again, Ethan and Xana are not together. He's on the phone with her, letting her know I'm going to your house to change. Okay. Kaylee texts Eric. Kaylee posts a picture on Instagram and sends it to Xana. So while she's at the corner club, apparently She's posting pictures back and forth to Xana. But why? What is Xana up to? What is Kaylee up to? So she's hanging out with Maddie until they can get Ethan where they need him for this prank. It's just a prank. Wasn't supposed to hurt nobody. Nobody's supposed to die because of it. It is supposed to be a prank. Maddie leaves the Sigma Chi to meet up with Kaylee, go to the club. So, where is Ethan? What is Ethan doing? Ethan leaves this area. So basically, he may have been with Maisie. Maisie does not go with them. She remains at this place. So now they're proving that he's the one driving the Explorer. They say he stopped at Sigma Chi. I don't really know the time schedule on that. I will have to come back and deal with that later. I don't really know this timeline here. I used to, but I forgot. The Explorer leaving Sigma Chi. Could it be Ethan or could it be his brother? Dylan calls Xana, but you have 18 seconds there, which that would be an answering machine. So she never even reaches to talk to Xana. But there's communication between Dylan and Xana, which means they're getting something set up. This is just my opinion. Notifications, Dylan, Maddie, Bethany in the chat. Adding Ethan to the chat. Setting up the scene. So Xana is not added to this chat. Not even Kaylee. So they're setting the scene up. Are they trying to verify, hey, Ethan, you need to get here? Hey, maybe this is happening? What's happening here? Ethan sends Hunter Johnson a Snapchat message drinking with Xana and Bethany. Now they're together. Come hang out with me. So now they're together. Maddie and Kaylee at the corner club. Let's see if they're still together. So hold on. And listen, Chrissy's chaos went through this really fast, kind of like what I'm doing, so I may have got it a little backwards, but hold on. Dylan sees Xana for the last time at this place. Xana is holding a white claw. I don't know what that is. Ethan receives a text from Hunter. Are you guys still at Chi? Ethan texts yup to respond. Bethany takes a picture of the girls at the party. Oh, hold on. So I remember. Here we go. Dylan takes a picture of an image. I don't know who she sends that to. Xana calls Ethan. Unanswered. I thought they were together. I thought they're partying. I thought they're drinking and hanging out together. Ethan misses the call. Little noodle. Xana. Hold on, let me see what you guys are thinking. Hold on, let me come back to you because I wasn't paying attention. Give me a minute. So I can't do chat and scroll on the other pages. I gotta go from one screen to another. All right, so we have Ruby Ridge started off good, turned off. Okay, yes, he wore her jersey. No, he intentions supposed to be record content. If EC was 3 sheets to the wind, or given GHB or something, don't know his own strength, just possible. I like this one. I'm not reading it very good. Hold on. Yeah, so if Ethan is under something when this happens, he doesn't know his own strength, and that's correct. He could have easily hurt maybe Kaylee, maybe Xana. But what after that, what made these individuals unalive all 4 people? Okay, so far we have the crank. Listen to me carefully. I call it crank, right? Because I don't know if it's crack. Okay, the prank. You got a girl screaming. She's all hurt. We don't know if she was stabbed or how fucked up she is. You got a couple of dudes. Oh shit! What the fuck? What the fuck? And you got another one going. I thought you were my brother. I thought you were my brother. So you know you got a group of folks. Girls be screaming and crying. Okay. Then you have a second opportunity. And you guys, listen, I'm going back to what I said maybe 35 or 40 minutes ago. Felt that 2 things happened, 2 different reasons for what happened. Okay? It's like an opportunity. And you guys have felt like this from day one, and I remember this. That, okay, something happened that caused the fight, caused an accident. So instead of rushing that person to get the help that person needs, somebody else used that opportunity to revenge against them, to use this to go after them. So 2 different events was going on. A crank, okay, I said it again. A prank that went bad. Okay, they got to cover up what they did. Somebody didn't. Either A was knocked out on whatever they were given. Okay, and then somebody went off on somebody and hurt them really bad. Then you have an opportunity to take out the other 2. So you got one down, you got the other one all fucked up, and she's a witness. Xana, take her out. You have Kaylee, she may have got fucked up. Maddie's the witness. You gotta take them out. Or the second opportunity was to go after Kaylee and Maddie out of jealousy. Can you imagine that? Because what we're hearing didn't sound like a group of people that wanted to kill all 4 of them, or was even there to kill anybody. What you hear in the beginning is an accident. Then you hear a fight. Then you hear an opportunity. And that's the sounds I'm hearing. That's my opinion. Yeah. How much trouble can these students get into after possibly killing Ethan? Somebody was overdosed. You have the hazing. You have the bottle that's created to help with the hazing. What did they do with that bottle? They talk about it on Reddit. It is found on Reddit. I posted on my short that I found on TikTok. And they get into detail on this thing that they've done multiple times to others. So you have a hazing issue. At the same time as you have a prank, then you have your opportunist. Who wanted Maddie and Kaylee to die? Somebody took an opportunity. I still think if the autopsy report is correct at all when it comes to Maddie having all that alcohol in her system enough to kill her? What if she was going through a hazing? What if she was being accepted back into a house or into a new house? What if it's her, not Ethan, sorry. And that's what I meant to say in the beginning. What if it was her that passed out and never woke up? Not hit, not hurt, not stabbed because of the prank. Just her passing out and never getting up. This could happen. You have this prank, and I'll do it one more time. Somebody gets so angry. I don't know if it's Santa or Kaylee that gets fucked up in the face, but somebody's getting fucked up in the face. And I don't think the stabbing happens yet. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but somebody's crying. Somebody's hurting. Somebody's hooting and hollering. Okay? Somebody's going, oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then you have a girl with an alcohol level that will kill her. Some people faint at the sight of blood. So now, not only you have your adrenaline going, okay, which is your heart's gonna go, okay. You got a blood alcohol level that will murder you. You pass out and never wake up, and that can actually happen. It could be Maddie who had the heart attack, and not Ethan. Somebody took an opportunity to get rid of the rest, to unalive Ethan, finish off Xana, finish off Kaylee. Maddie's already dead. Now, in my animation, I'm just following the documentation. I'm following the information that they have given us and what other people think happened, within that neighborhood. That she was unalive in her room. She very well they could have staged the stabbing in the room, and she could have passed out in the room. We don't know where this prank happened. We don't know, okay, if I'm right that this prank and hazing happened at the Whites. And Maddie's is a separate issue. They get to the house, Maddie's not waking up, not responding, overdosed. There's so many variables. But our main clue, guys, is Xana and Ethan weren't together. There's communication. Okay? Communication between all of them separately from Ethan. When you guys are watching, they're all separate from Ethan, all their communications. But so Xana's calling Ethan, no answer, missed call. Yet Bethany says she sees both of them together at Peter's apartment. Peter's apartment, that's the one at the Whites, right? Right on Taylor Ave. And these are all the people that are there. Listen, I don't have all the information. So, yeah, I'm going to theorize. This could have happened, this could have happened, this could, and I'm sorry if it blows your mind and it just fills your mind up with all kinds of stuff. But here we go again. Erika, notification, you are being cheated on. This is a prank about to happen while he's being hazed by his buddies. What else we got here? Santa calls Ethan again. No answer. Why is Santa calling Ethan? They're supposed to be together. Where is Ethan? I thought he's naked in the bed next to Xana and they're sleeping. I don't know. Hold on. Let's do this some more. I mean, these guys are getting ready to come home. You know, they got their grub. They got them the food and everything. They're getting ready to walk in on something nasty. And they very well could have just been taken out because they're witnesses. They walked in on something they weren't supposed to walk in on. That very well could be the situation. Santa takes a picture with somebody leaving the Sigma Chi. And Ethan stay. So he stays at the Sigma Chi. Is this even the truth? And this is the 2 o'clock hour? Is that correct? This is when people are trying to reach Ethan and nobody can get him. Nobody. This is when Ethan just disappears. Xana disappears. There's nothing else. And it goes to Xana and a Jack-in-a-Box. This is why it's so important to know what her stomach content actually is. Did she eat that Jack-in-a-Box? Because that would be proof of life if she had a chance to eat the Jack-in-a-Box. If this is not in her stomach, this girl has already died. She's gone. Just like Ethan is gone. There is no more. They have nothing for Ethan and Xana. Besides somebody using her phone. Xana texts the DoorDash. Are you having trouble finding it? But again, this is not proof of life unless we know what her stomach contents is. If she ate that DoorDash, this is proof of life. But where is Ethan? If they have their cell phones, how come they don't have their steps? How come in the beginning they can show Dylan's steps, but they can't show Ethan and Xana? Okay? Just trying to make a point. I hope I made my point. So I've been here talking about 2 hours and 15 minutes. If you guys just jumped in and don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to have to rewatch. Okay? This is about either a prank and a hazing, or prank, the or. Prank or hazing. But I think it's both. And then you have an opportunity. That someone took an opportunity to finish whatever it is that they wanted to do. That has nothing to do with the prank and has nothing to do with the hazing. And they waited till everybody left and scattered. But who did that? I don't know. Could have been Rosendale. Could have been the so-called survivors. Somebody had taken an opportunity to make sure all four were taken care of. Somebody cared about them enough to place them in the same rooms, placing covers over them. Unfortunately, they couldn't put Xana next to Ethan because Ethan is so big they can't move him in position. He's too big. So what did they do? They placed a pillow under Xana's head. Whoever positioned them loved and cared about them and did not want something bad to happen to them and had no control about what was going to happen to them. So let me see. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll here. So I'm going to go with Mark real quick. I don't mean to skip Quantum here, so just hold on. Mark, thank you for being here, and then I'm going to go to the next one. So a prank. What the F is wrong with people here? This whole damn town. Yeah, I know. When you're in a small town, you're basically related. Even if you're not blood related, you're related to everybody. Your family. There's some great things about being in a small town, but also very, very scary things, because now they can throw off investigations to protect you because you're family, or you're important to them. They don't want your life to be ruined because of an accident. How far did these parents go? How far did the police, the bad police, not the good police, go to help cover this up? Because they did. And they did it in front of our face. As they go back and they're doing these interviews at that house, they're walking through like it's their first time, and you know it's not. $116. Hold on. Next one is Alea Jones. All right. You really need to stop going on about Pav and others. Just do your own stuff. Oh, come on. All right, here's the thing. Don't just jump in here and assume I'm talking about these people. Okay? It's bothering me. If you think that I'm talking about them and not doing my own stuff, you don't belong here. Just get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm tired of these stupid ass comments. If I want to talk about Pav, I'll talk about Pav. Okay? If I want to talk about Jewels of Old Trades, I'll fucking do that. Go fuck yourself. I am doing my own thing. You're jumping in the Kool-Aid and don't even know the fucking flavor. So, just get the hell out of here. Sorry, I'm just done with that shit. I'm done with idiocy. I give you guys excellent ideas. I give you guys excellent theories. I point things out that people don't fucking notice. If I talk about a content creator, that doesn't mean I'm talking bad about them. So don't tell me what to do on my own fucking channel. It's my channel. It's not like you fucking help me here. It's not like you donate. Just get the fuck out of here. You don't like how I do things? Get the fuck out. Sorry. Just I'm done with being bullied. Seriously. Like I said, I'm done with being bullied. So we are banning you. I don't like being bullied. That's wrong. Sorry. Alright. Let me see. I like intelligence here, and you guys seem to have really great intelligence. That's why, I listen. I listen to you. I don't shut you up, Even if I don't like what you say or I don't agree, I listen. I don't say that you're wrong. I try to work out your theory because right now that's where we're at. We're with theories. But I am pointing out something that is pointing us to this. Steve G kept saying Kaylee likes doing pranks. She's getting ready to leave everybody. She's saying her goodbye. She's setting up a prank. There's a hazing. There's a hazing going on to accept people back in the house or to a new house. We don't even know if Maddie's being hazed to get back in or to go into a fraternity. Okay, so hold on. So we have, I think that's how they got in when the DoorDash was received on the porch. And who is this DoorDash? Molly. To ask BK was there. She's already on camera. Told the police she's a witness. Yeah, but she described somebody with blondish red hair. And it was a tan sedan, not a white Elantra. But yeah, that's why I did the first 3D animation the way I did it, is because that would be a good entry for a perp to go through if they did not know about the backsliding door. Because the backsliding door doesn't lock, it's broken. Okay. Thank you so much, Freedom Fighter, for saying that you like my work and my perspectives and appreciating what I'm trying to do. Thank you. You're like me. Don't take kindness for weakness. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, I got a bite. I can bark. I'm a little chihuahua. Okay, all right, I'm a tall chihuahua. Okay, I can bite. It's just. Thank you. Yeah. So thank you, Freedom Fighter. Thank you, Mark. Thank you guys for being here. DM steps and flights of the stairs are a game changer. Yeah, but those numbers is more than those steps, isn't it? Oh shit, we gotta look at that. What page is that? All right. Hold on, because I don't know what page the steps are on for her. When they is this it? Distance. It's 30 kilometers. Hold on. Because what I'm reading here is that she may have gone across the way, maybe next door. Give me a second. And don't forget, if she's in Bethany's room, she could be going up and down the first set of steps. Hold on. So distance travel is 3.2. What is the distance of 3.2? That's 2 miles? What? Hold on. So, 3.2 km. It should be. That's 2 miles. It equals 2 miles. So, hold on. Let me see if I can write something here. That equals 2 miles. Where's she going? That's 2 miles. Let me do this because where did I put it? It's supposed to be up there. Alright, hold on. See if I can put it right here. Alright, and then I want to change it. Change the color of it. Hold on. Okay. So this is she traveled 2 miles? And I only have it at 3.2, not 3.52. Right, unless I'm just not doing this right. Hold on. Oh, that's why. All right, okay. And are they saying meters? Calculate distance. Shit. See, that's the thing. They didn't put whether it's kilometers or meters or. So how am I supposed to get the answer? Let me see. So if it's kilometers with the km, then that's 2.19 miles. So I don't know if this is supposed to be a kilometer or centimeter. So I'm guessing this is the km. And then we have a distance reporting for the cell phone. Wouldn't this be her like walking home for her steps? That might be her walking home because remember she leaves the party alone and she walks home just like Bethany walks home. It might not mean anything about going up the stairs. All right, hold on. So before you guys assume, hold on, that these numbers mean going up the steps or the movement within the house, don't assume that, because he didn't put down the correct information for us to understand what's being told to us right here. Could she be walking from somewhere or to somewhere? Maybe to someone's apartment, from the apartment. What time did this happen? I gotta understand this fucking time too. Hold on. Now I gotta pull up some military time. Hold on. Military timeline. Okay. I got my military time chart. Hold on. Yeah, I should be good at this, but I'm not. So just bear with me. All right. I think this is the one I use. This might be the one. Let me see. Got a blanking Patriots. All right. Now let me come back here and let me read this timeline. Hold on. All right. So we got this, and let me read this timeline here. It says 10:03. Just give me a second. 0800. Okay, hold on. Because I don't listen. I gotta refresh myself because I don't remember what it is. I got it. All right, so I'm looking for 0800. Where is that? Where in the world is 0800? Does that mean 8 o'clock? All right. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, I don't see a 08. Is that 8 a.m.? Oh my god, like I don't know what's going on here. Hold on. You have 0800, 08. Is this really the timeline? So would that be 7:30 a.m., 8 a.m.? So yeah, this is something like I'm not understanding. So 8 a.m. doing 2.19 miles. Was she out jogging in the morning? Listen, if I seem stupid, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to look into this better. Like, I need you guys to help me out here. Sorry. Yeah, this doesn't mean her steps going up in or through or throughout the house. Some people do get up in the morning and they jog or walk, and some people get their exercise in the morning before they do everything they need to do throughout the day. We've seen a photograph of Dylan jogging, right? So what if that's what her steps are early in the morning? Let me see. It's only because his information is not complete, so I don't know. I said, so what? That's what I see. 8 a.m., 2.19 miles. Yeah, so she went and she jogged. She went jogging in the morning. How come she didn't tell the authorities that she went running or walking? And what time did she get back from her exercise? How come she didn't tell anybody that? All right. So here's hoping that other content creators may correct me on this. That'd be nice. I could be wrong. Okay. Because listen, his information list here isn't even like I can't understand it. Like I don't know what time it is. I don't know what does he mean by 2.52? Does he mean miles, kilometers, what like he's like this is confusing and you're going to hear people saying, "Oh, Dylan was walking up the steps. Dylan was doing this." It's kind of like they're setting Dylan up for this murder. There's blonde hair in Ethan's hands. Remember, I kept saying you got to be careful blaming um, Dylan and Bethany, and to understand that they are being forced to say certain things because if they don't, they can easily pin this on them. Especially if they, lied and they were sleeping in that house. I mean, you guys are already on them like white on rice when it comes to why did it take 8 hours for you to call 911? Well, if she's doing a 2.9 mile walk or jog, well, hello, she doesn't even know that they're unalived. She's got headphones on, she's got music in her ear, and she's exercising. What is Bethany doing? Is she sleeping? She didn't get up until 11:10. Yeah. Thank you. Let me see what we have. Forgive me. I toiled from the 12-hour wrong. It's okay, Pearl. I'm trying to. So, um, I'm trying to make sense of what this man put in here, and we're gonna hear a lot when with Jules of all trades. And this is another reason why I love Jules' channel, guys. I love her channel. Like, she could block me tomorrow, okay, and say all kinds of fucked up shit. I'm gonna continue watching her because she's really good um, with that channel. She knows how to like. I like her as a person. Listen, I didn't like if I could talk like her, like I could only wish I could. But I think exactly like her. I'm like on it, but I can't express myself like she can. She does an excellent job. So yeah, I watch and I'm like, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. That's how I'm feeling about it, and I'm impressed. Not that she agrees with me, because she doesn't know that she agrees with me. It's just the way she presents it, the way she sees it. She even said, "Hey, a lot of this that he has put here is backwards. It's not in order. What are these numbers? Is this the timeline? What timeline is it? How, what do you mean by 2 point something? There's information not here. Yeah, he's got his references here, but not where he received any of this information. It's incomplete, so we can't make sense out of it. I feel like he's giving us a book to keep us occupied so that we don't realize that I'm right, that it's not a drug issue, it's not and I'm wrong about the human trafficking, that it's all about the fun and games. It's all about this prank and the hazing. And that would ruin every student's life. That's a handful of students. Hold on. Somebody's revving up their car for some reason. And I think what they're trying to do is get their car fumes in my vehicle. So hold on, I just want to see what's going on. Don't worry, it's not happening. The car fumes are not making it in my vehicle. Ow. Ow. Okay. We're in the clear. Ugh. It's usually I get that where what they do is they get up real close to the front of my van or the back of my van, and they rev up their car to get their fumes into my vehicle, or they park on the side of me depending on how I'm parked, and they're horrible. Some people are just so fucking mean, but it's not, nobody's next to me. It's a truck across the way. But it happens, and some people are just very mean. Alright, so I bet the Chapins never got the original golf clubs back. Yeah, they didn't. They never did. So hold on, I'm going to put that up. So getting a hold of the golf club, that would be something that would have happened in the house. But I don't know. We do know that there's a broken golf club. I showed you photographs of it. I did a whole video because the particular golf club that was broken has the lines in it, and I was the only one who pointed that out. I'll have to get into that later. All right, so prank said Prince Albert was snuffed tobacco in a tin can. The joke was, do you have Prince Albert in a can? Well, you better let him out. A prank. Oh, I never heard of that. That's the first time I've ever heard anything like that. Interesting. Alright, well, I definitely want more of your opinion for the individuals that were here on my live event for the whole 2 hours. I want to know how you feel. It's like I could tell you how I feel till I'm blue in the face, but I don't want you to feel the same way just because I sound or I made it seem more possible. Like I don't have the right word. Sorry. Like I don't want to influence you to think a certain way, like a lot of these content creators do. But I'm telling you that this book is a trap. We're gonna get it anyway, but it's a trap because I don't. All right. I half feel that they want us to focus on certain things. Okay? And if you notice, all the individuals that are going over this documentation, which I kind of fished through real quick, they're not spotting what I had showed you. They're not even thinking about a prank. They're not thinking about a prank going wrong. They're not thinking about the hazing. They are questioning, how is Ethan saying, hey, I'm over here drinking with my girl, come hang out with us, to Xana trying to reach her man. That's the only thing they're questioning. But if you just put a lot of this together, you're looking at a project that even has somebody setting up cameras for this. That there's cameras set up that was taken, and they literally said that the main camera was taken by the officer that night. So they can't show us or release it to an officer because it was already taken. We seen it in the back of Tisdale and Rosendale's vehicle. That you guys think that's a tactical weapon, and it's not. It is a camera. It probably belongs to the school, but it is a camera. So not only do they set up a prank, okay, they want to film that prank. They want to put it on social media. This is supposed to be fun and laughter. You have the hazing. They're accepting somebody back into the house or back into the fold or into the house, right? Is that what hazing is? They're going to film that too, because once they have their acceptance party, they're gonna play the video and laugh about it. So there's a good reason why they had the film society, film crew, or somebody filming. But both went wrong. You have Kaylee texting like crazy, just texting away, but getting Maddie drunk. I mean, if you literally watch the Corner Club video, who's drinking the most? Because it sure as hell ain't Kaylee. Maddie's getting drunk. She's getting Maddie set up for something. And I talk about it in a, already, but not in a nice way. What was she preparing Maddie for? Was she preparing her for her hazing? Or preparing her for the prank? What was she preparing her own friend for? But she was watching, she was babysitting. I'm not saying that Kaylee wasn't tipsy and getting drunk too, but the blood alcohol level for Maddie was enough to kill her. How is she able to walk her dog? How is she able to take Murphy outside? Watch that last animation that I said was Maddie's story. Because it's really Bethany's story, not Maddie's. It's what Bethany said. That she went with Maddie to let Murphy out. Where was Kaylee? No mention that she stayed upstairs to change into her bedclothes. No mention to where she was at. Why? How can Maddie be able to walk around looking for a dog when her alcohol level is enough to kill her? All right, let that sink in. Let that sink in, guys. Because Bethany lied. Even though I'm doing the animation to what they said in those interviews, what they want us to believe, Bethany lied. It is impossible. Unless she lied, okay, but told the truth. Now, hear me out. And I already explained this. You pick something that stands out to you, that you can pass a polygraph. Her and Maddie taking the dog out could have happened before they all left for their party. Remember, they took a nap. They all got up at 8 o'clock so they can get ready to go to their formals, their party, whatever they're about to do. They have to take the dog out. I do not believe at all that Bethany and Maddie took the dog out in the middle of the night, okay, after 2 a.m., 3 a.m., okay, and Bethany grabs a bag of chips and goes to her room to go to bed, leaving Maddie out there all by herself, and then Maddie circling around somehow. How she's reaching Bethany? Did she knock on the window? Did she knock on the door? Like, how did she ask Bethany, "Hey, did you see the dog?" That's impossible, unless that happened at 8 o'clock at night. Okay, so that's a memory that will stand out in her head. So should she have to sit through a polygraph, she'll be able to pass the polygraph. Somebody had coached her to pick a memory that she can't fuck up. Now, does anybody truly believe that Maddie was able to take out Murphy? Do you really believe that? With her autopsy, tell me, do you really believe that she's going to straggle all over the darn place, take Murphy out, it's freezing out, to go and search for Murphy, circle around like she never makes it to her room? Do you really fucking believe that? Alright. Hopefully, whatever I have given you guys, we are in our 3 hours. I'm going to end it here, because I really wanted to hear from you guys. I really wanted to understand how you guys feel. I also wanted to know if you want to come up on the panel. Let me know, hey, I want to come up on the panel, and instead of texting here, I will give you an invite. You don't have to show your face. You can be faceless. Thank you. I bet you if these other content creators gave me a chance, I just gave them amazing material. I gave them enough material that I think they can go through a whole 30 days just on this subject. Let me see. EC's grades up, him into position to get hazed again. Yeah, I think that's how you get ushered into the house, is the hazing. I don't know. Let me find out. Hold on. Google's my friend. Hold on. To get issued back into sorority, do you have to be hazed? So hazing is basically a chapter where your pledges force you into anything that's uncomfortable. Okay, hold on. How to get invited back into the sorority? All right, you can be invited to keep the sorority. No, that's not my question. I want to know about hazing. What is hazing? All right. I unfortunately have to read the Reddit because it's on the Reddit. Okay. Hazing in sororities. Hey everyone. Blank blank blank. All right. Want to get some advice? Okay. Have been known to haze people. That's not answering my question. Okay. That's not answering my question. What is hazing? Okay. Hazing is an activity expected of someone join a group. Yeah, I'm right. Okay. or maintain full status within the group. That humiliates, degrades, or risk emotional or physical harm, regardless of the person's willingness to participate. Holy shit. Okay. Physical activity known or reckless to subject a person or persons to uncomfortable risks. But this is what they do to accept you back in the house, or to accept you into the group, or to accept you in it. It's a passage. It's just like what cartels do too. When you join a cartel, you go through their passage. They all have one. You just got to make it through. You got to survive. And they didn't survive. So now, when I say this, I'm not saying that Ethan was a target. I doubt Ethan was a target for any bad thing to happen to him. But the next following semester, he's being accepted back into his group. And we don't know who Erika is. And why was Erika trying to get Ethan somewhere? Or trying to tell Ethan he's being cheated on? Is it for the hazing? Or was Erika for the prank? The goodbye prank? Because that's what Kaylee likes to do. And it's her way of saying goodbye. And that's a prank that may have went wrong. So you have a hazing and a prank that both went wrong. And things got taken out of hand. People who weren't involved with the information that was about to go down took things the wrong fucking way. And then you got to take out the witnesses. All right, I'm going to end on this. Only because I'm out of water. Right? Yeah, it can get out of hand. Well, the proof is here. Okay, it's all here. The proof is all in here that there was a setup for Xana and Ethan and Maddie. Okay, not that they were targets to be unalived, but I think they were targets for the prank and targets for the hazing. I really don't think or feel that it has anything to do with how they set the house up to make it look like a drug house. Now, they did mention extortion. Okay, they did mention extortion. And Chris didn't deny it could have something about extortion. Well, then that brings you back to cryptocurrency and the fraud and the fall of FTX. So there's got to be a reason why Steve G and Olivia did all that they could to ruin or help ruin this investigation. Christy is never going to get justice for losing her baby because of those two. And I'm going to say it out loud. I'm going to say it clear. And I'm not going to be worried about defamation of character because they did this. Okay? They're the ones going around giving false information to us, feeding us bullshit. Now that the gag order is lifted, their fucking asses can't talk. They're quiet. They're acting crazy. They're acting like we're the nutheads and they need to put a stop to us. No. Steve G and Olivia messed up this whole investigation. Why? I want to know why. And I think you guys should pester the fuck out of them and find out why. Why also did they put their estranged daughter in the position that they did? You know, that girl had a nice apartment. Did you see how nice it was? They decided they're not going to help her no more because she was about to talk or she can't keep her mouth shut. And then what happened? They go and discredit her, make her look bad. Hey, she makes herself look bad. I get that. She's an addict. We don't know if her tail end is up or down anymore. But they did that to her. Now the poor girl's in someone's trailer. I don't know if it's her own or if she's in a trailer, but she's renting a trailer, right? She's in a trailer. Yeah, who I blame for screwing everything up is Steve G and Olivia. I now understand why that family's not allowed to speak for the other kids in that house or for the other families because they blame them for ruining this investigation. I also feel that it was so important to Steve G that Brian was convicted, and that was to possibly clear his daughter's name. And that's the way I feel about it. Or to shut any more questions that's coming towards him and his family. Listen, their dumbasses released those pictures. So, to Miss Christie, sorry that you're hearing from people that are accusing you guys of human trafficking. Well, you guys released those pictures that are not normal. I'm sorry, but they're not. Maybe you should have thought about that before releasing pictures like that. Or how did they get those pictures? Okay? That's something to think about. You have other daughters now. Maybe make sure that they don't sit there and do those type of pictures. And you won't have anybody worrying or wondering if you're trafficking Kaylee and Maddie or trying to traffic college students by using your own children or somebody else's kid. Because please, I don't want anybody to tell me this shit doesn't happen, because it does. Parents have done some horrible things to their children, and we're watching them in the courts, being, getting locked up for this shit. Let me see. How did Samantha stab you in the back? she tried to discredit me. She threatened me. Um, but I know where it came from, and I know it wasn't her. These are just things that she does when she gets drunk. So I've already have forgiven her. But you don't treat somebody as a friend or consider them as a friend and then treat them like an enemy or a stranger and then discredit them, uh, putting me in a position to help her but then shut me out like I'm the enemy. So that was that. Sometimes it's heartbreaking. She's not the only person that kind of did that to me. Amber did that to me. I make a friend with her and she doesn't even know who I am now. Oh, I'm stealing her website, yet I don't have a fucking um, access to the fucking website, so how can you fucking steal a website? I don't know how much money this girl had in order to get these people to do what they did to me. But nothing I could do about it. So I'm going to go and leave you guys with all this ideas. And please understand that this is my opinion. Nobody has to agree with this. There's no solid proof to anything that we talked about for 3 hours. There's just the only proof I have is that little bit of information that kind of could guide us in this direction. It's not solid. Okay? Just something to think about. All right, so you just have a disclaimer. Discerning eyes, ears, and soul. Oh, thank you. It's the last thing I want to think. Yeah, I don't want to believe, that these kids are getting away with murder. I want to believe that it's a crazy person, a drug addict, or uh, um, a robbery gone wrong, or I mean, I wish it was just as easy as the cartel thing. But a cartel doesn't take people out like that and doesn't leave witnesses. Okay? Uh, Listen, they're not afraid to use a gun. They don't care who hears a gun. They ain't in there to go stab nobody. No, they're not in there. And then place them nicely and put a nice blanket over them. Come on. Somebody loves them that did that in the end. Somebody cares about them. They weren't leaving no statement. They weren't being sarcastic. They cared. Who loved and cared about them enough to make sure that Kaylee was next to her best friend. Put a blanket over them. Make sure that nobody, put a little blanket the best that they could over Ethan. Put a pillow under Xana's head. Listen, that's pure remorse and sadness, knowing that they got to take this to the grave. Just like those movies. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Or how many movies like that? Where they got to cover up their mistake and so that they don't ruin their life and their future. and they gotta live with it forever. One day, if they actually have empathy, okay, they're gonna crack. It's gonna eat them alive, and they're gonna talk, or they're gonna hurt themselves, because it's not that easy to hold that in unless you're a psychopath. So it's gonna come out. When, I don't know, but it's going to. And hopefully it's before Brian dies in this so-called prison, which I still don't think that he's in there either. All right, I gotta go. I love talking to you guys. Listen, if you guys want an open panel, you gotta let me know. I don't normally do live events, and when I do, I pop in and out. But I'm trying to change that. I'm hoping that after November, I will be able to schedule for you guys to come up, stuff like that. I want to correspond with another channel. There's a few channels, and I'm going to do a live panel with them on mine and theirs. They're dying for me to do it right now, and I apologize that I can't. Now, I am doing my very best to get through. Kaylee's research is light. It's not taking me completely where I can prove that this is all about human trafficking. However, it does talk about earning extra money, okay, with these certain apps and stuff like that, who got them into it. And it very well can implement, I'm not saying the word right, implement the girls that did the 48 hours, the first set of interviews, okay, because and I told you they're madams. They very well could have taken Kaylee out because she could be ratting on them. It's still in the air on this, okay? So I'm gonna get that to you. I never got a chance to read the diary. I know that they have it because I seen it on the desk, so I know they have it. And who knows what's in that diary, but they got that. All right. So just give me time. I need the time. Thank you. And listen, you don't have to believe me. Listen, there's no gun to your head. You can say I'm making up shit all you want, thinking I want views and subscribers. Please understand, I don't get paid unless you donate. Unless you donate to my Cash App, or you go to my profile and donate through there, or join any one of the programs that help with that. I get nothing from YouTube. Okay? Nothing. I don't get nothing from TikTok on any of my platforms except for Rumble, which is only probably like $5, okay? I get nothing besides the kindness of your heart when you guys do donate to me. And what I use that money for is gas, food, because I live in a van, and the programs that I need so that I can continue on this computer, okay, or, to do these projects for you. So, and yeah, she has a diary. Even Dylan has a diary. I always thought that the diary thing was like an old type of thing, that nobody does that anymore. Oh, they have diaries. All right, gotta go. All right, how do I end this? All right, ending the stream now, guys. Love you. Don't forget to hit the like. Even if you did not like what I, just bear with me. I'm trying, and I'm raw. I don't have any fancy things going on. No music, no fancy, wow stuff going on. I'm raw. Okay, I just give it to you nice and raw. Um, there's no hocus pocus on my channel. There's no, you know, I would love to do that, but I keep getting flagged by YouTube. Okay, now, even if I have a fucking license for it, I get flagged. Or at least they wait until my license runs out to double check to see if I still have a license for it, and then they flag my shit again. I'm on the bad end of the stick here, so I don't make shit. Okay, there's nothing to profit off of. Just so you know, there's no reason for me to do this. All right, thank you.